How's it going, people? Welcome back to the Supporters Club. Today we have a special episode. It's a deadline day special, and I've got with me Beya from CheekySport.
Come on!
Our regular lead judges and Deluded Gooner. You've seen his YouTube channel. Check that out. So Denis Suarez, that's our signing of January, our only one so far. Let's start with Joe. How do you feel about Denis Suarez?
You want to know the truth, Turkish?
Yep.
I don't know the guy, man. Like, when I say I don't know him, it's like, yes, when you heard his name in the transfer window, you're like, oh, great, it's a player that's coming. But to say that I've seen him play and I know his game like I know most players in the Premier League, that would be a lie.
Yeah.
You know, I know what most people know, that he played under Unai Emery before at Seville. Off camera, I found out that he used to play for City. I didn't know that he came up through the youth system there, or he played, shall I say, in the youth over there. And besides that, like, I don't really know. I'm just happy that we've got a body to come in and support the midfield and to keep things active.
Yeah.
We spoke earlier on about when you've got an extra player in the team, especially someone that's played for the manager, if we're in midfield, we'll think, oh, got to knuckle down, Definitely. You know what I mean? Or we could be sitting on the bench. And we already know how Unai is, he's not afraid to, you know what I mean, have him chilling on that bench. So you know that you have to work extra hard. Like most people, of course, you want to see buys or loans in other places as well. But, for me, we just got to keep that competition coming in. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, first and foremost, I am happy that we've signed someone. Do you know
You're
what
happy,
I mean?
yeah?
Well, yeah, come on, man. Come on, we need something, you know what I mean? We need something. And I can be happy from time to time, do you get me? It's just that when I start looking at the big scheme of things, is when that happiness dwindles. Like, he's never been first team for any of his clubs. Like, even under Emery at Sevilla, he started half the games, he came off the bench half the games. Is he really Emery's man, or is it just someone that we've managed to acquire in January? Deluded. I know you've done a lot of work on youth players, young players. I don't know if your time on YouTube stretches back to Denis Suarez being that young, but what's your opinion on it?
I mean, what you said gave me something to think about. For me personally, first and foremost, you would think, I wouldn't say it's underwhelming, but like Joel said, you kind of was looking at centre-half. You'd want a more of a higher quality signing, but I'm not going to hold that against him. He's 25, so hopefully he's got the bit between his teeth. It's kind of now or never if he wants to achieve what he wants to achieve. Points to prove. He didn't get a chance really at Barca and other clubs. So he's got a kind of point to prove. For me, I'm kind of looking at as rather than someone that's going to be a talisman for the club, I just hope he can chip in. Looking at his statistics, he's played, 110 times in La Liga, something like 9 goals, 16 assists. So there's something there. You want him to improve on the goal front, but if he can chip in assists and he can play in the 10 role, he can play on the flanks, it gives us some other options, because whether it's our bench or our starting options, we're kind of in a dire state and we're down to the bare bones. So yeah, just seeing is believing. Hopefully he can just do something for us, really.
Because to be honest, I'm like most of you Arsenal fans that are going out like Denis Suarez. I'm like you lot. I've watched YouTube clips because we was linked in from the first week of January. I've checked the statistics and we need a ball carrier. Yes, it might not be the position or the priority for our club, but we need a ball carrier. We need someone to add some creativity to our attack, because at times it's dwindled this year, especially with Ozil on the bench. And Iwobi's probably been our best creator this season.
Probably Kohler as well.
Yeah, so we need someone, and at times I haven't been even happy with Iwobi. So that shows that even though he's probably our best ball carrier at the moment, we need to improve on it. And what Denis Suarez brings is that Barcelona football, that Spanish football, that quick passing, interchanging technique.
That Man City football still.
Yeah, and
you don't want to say it, but we got to admit it.
It is. Well, Man City just lost, so right now, I don't know about that, but look, obviously that sort of a player coming in can galvanise a squad. It can boost the morale, confidence. Lee, I don't know if you know too much about Suarez, but how do you take this signing?
I don't know too much about him, to be honest. I'll be honest with that. But as we're saying, for me, he's not playing too much. But then Patrick Vieira wasn't playing too much when he was at AC Milan and become a superstar. So I'm not saying he's going to be that sort of a player, but I'm willing to give him some benefit of the doubt, and hopefully it'll be a good signing for us. One thing I feel that we do lack from midfield at the moment is goals. We don't seem to be, we're too much on Lacazette and Aubameyang for goals, if I'll be honest. So I don't know if he can score goals or whatever, but hopefully we can get something from there, because I think Aaron Ramsey's got about 2 or 3, but really no one else really chips in with goals too often from midfield.
That's true.
So that was something that we could do there. Agreeing with Joe there, just giving us a little bit more of a competition in midfield can probably help, because up until last night we was 5th, we've gone up to 4th now. So we're back in this race, aren't we? So if it can push us for that, who knows, you know what I mean? So I think that, listen, they told us at the beginning of the season the beginning of this transfer window, that we probably wasn't going to be signing nobody, dampened the expectations of the fans. So anybody that comes in now is going to be like a plus for us, and I think we've got to look at it from that point of view.
Yeah, no, because what you just touched on there, what we was told at the beginning of January and the reports that came out about zero investment at the same time, we was angry at the start of January. But as the time went on, I've looked at it like, listen, we've created this mess by giving out contracts willy-nilly over the last 3 years for bang average players, and we've come to the threshold of FFP. Now, the club looking to just loan in January and arguing with Barcelona about the obligation or option to buy, that shows me that maybe this club is looking at summer getting rid of these players that are finishing their contracts and maybe getting rid of a few more players on high wages and actually essentially starting from scratch. That's how I see that obligation and option to buy. We argued that up until essentially last day of the window today. Why was that? It's because I don't feel like we need Denis Suarez in the long run unless he performs in the next 6 months well enough to earn that contract, because this is a big chance for him. He's 25, he hasn't been first team before. Emery has faith in him. If he comes in and commands that first 11 spot, I don't even know if he's a centre mid or a winger, if I'm honest. Yeah. A lot of people say winger, a lot of people say centre mid. Midfield, yeah. So it's going to be new to us. It's up to him in this next 6 months to work for that contract. But I like the way the club moved in January in terms of not going out to just sign a name for signing a name's sake.
Be interesting to see what happens with Mkhitaryan in this now, because if he's sort of where it's going to be him that's going to be pushed, because he's sort of like midfield winger, isn't he? Like, I don't really know what his position is, like probably sub, if I'll be honest. But you know, so it's going to be interesting to see where he's going to fit in.
That was the next question. Who's going to be the fall guy for him? Joel, what do you think?
That's a really good one. But I don't see him as I don't know if he's going to be a starter. We really don't know.
That's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see him coming in and being in the first 11. I think it all depends, really. You know, because why? Why do I say this? Is because look, Aaron Ramsey in the beginning of the season, he was in and out of the squad. Right now, he is the guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? He might not always start, but he is the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you need him, you need Guendouzi, you need Torreira. You know, then in and around, then we can start looking in and out. Of course, I think it all depends as well. Is Lacazette going to start with Aubameyang? Is it just going to be Aubameyang?
That's my worry about this signing.
Yes, because I believe that you're going to see him more and you're going to see Aubameyang up top by himself. That's what I think. But again, you know, time will tell. I think what's interesting as well is, sorry to go back, but I heard what you said on AFTV the other day. I was watching you. I caught you in an interview. Yeah. And you became like almost a fan of the loan situation. Yeah. I don't know if it's directly what you've just said now, but you were looking at it as if it's not really a bad thing.
Yeah, because there's no point in us. Listen, we've bought let's go back to what we just said off camera. That year we bought Arteta, Park, Andre Santos. Yes, they're all gone, but that just typifies Arsenal behaviour. Panic, go sign whoever you can sign in the last few days of the transfer window and get stuck with them for 5 years.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah, because we signed Ozil 1 year. Like I said earlier, we signed Sanchez. You know, we even went out and signed Welbeck 1 year. You know, and okay, Welbeck was a little bit of a last minute, but I'm not going to lie. But that happens, you know what I mean? Sometimes players come and go, it could happen.
Again, of course, Ozil, Sanchez signings, compared to what the players I just said, great signings. But even them, when you look at them, we only bought them because Bale came into Real and Barcelona. I forgot who they bought that year. It might have been Neymar they bought that year. That's the only reason we managed. That happens. That's the cycle, I'm not saying that's negative or whatever else. But what I'm saying about this loan period now is, why would we go out and buy a centre-back in January, not the one that we need, just to appease the fans or just to, do you know what I mean? And then get stuck with that guy for 3 years. And then in 3 years' time, we're looking at our wage bill and saying, why the hell is this guy on 80k a week? Because we panicked in January 2019 and we bought a player.
It's true.
It seems to be like the new way of going, though, doesn't it? We're not the only team that's going down the loan route. Yeah. Other teams are going down.
Was it by choice or force?
Barcelona have gone down it as well this time around. Really? So if teams like that are going, maybe it's a new...
It's the financial thing though, isn't it? It's the financial thing as well, I think. And plus, when you're really looking at it now, sometimes loan moves are almost like a permanent move. There's guys that are on loan for 2 seasons. When you're on loan for 2 seasons...
Morata's gone for a 1.5 loan, I think.
Oh, you're joking?
I think that was 18 months loan deal.
So it is a new way of going.
Yeah.
What's his... Rodriguez, who we've been linked with. Yeah. He's on an 18-month loan at Munich.
It's true. Yeah, that's coming to an end as well.
So FFP has played a part in a lot of these big clubs' transfer dealings. Obviously, with us, this is the last day of the window. Are you happy as an Arsenal fan, Joel?
Well, you want Joe that works for the club, or you want
I want Joe.
Joe that's here for AFTV.
The one here, the one I know here.
Hey, listen, man. I'm keeping it real. I would have wanted to see more, of course, because I think there's always more excitement when there's more players.
Yeah.
To be really honest, isn't it? Like, I think it's good that we've managed to do the Suarez deal. I'm still praying. Do you know what I mean? Like that we can tie up Carrasco or something. Like, I don't know. I'm dreaming here. You know what I mean? But I'm then I would be really, really happy. Of course, when you're looking at the fact that we need defenders, you naturally want to see like a defender or something come in. I think, but like you just got to do what you got to do, man. You just got to. We're fourth, even with everything that we've gone through. So there's definitely still a chance that we can,
Definitely. Lee, are you happy with our January business?
Yeah, I am, because we're not the only team that says it's tough. Man United are saying it's tough. All the teams are saying it is tough. So from that point of view, listen, if we've signed just one player in the summer, I'll be very, very disappointed. But January, as I said, it's a tough month. We've signed somebody. Ideally, as Joe said there, I would like to have seen a defender. But not just any defender, he's got to be just quality. He's got to be quality.
Exactly.
So at the end of it, as it's January, I'm not fussed either way. I've sort of accepted that we ain't going to really be signing no one in this sort of. I think it's people have even argued that maybe it should be scrapped in the January one because of what it is, because it disrupts other teams and everything like that. So we've got one over the line. It could it make a difference between top four? Well, time will tell.
We'll see. Deluded, I want to ask you another question. I know you're about to answer that one, but being a youth football expert,
that's it.
Emil Smith-Rowe, he's gone to Leipzig for the rest of the season. Good move?
I mean, it took me by surprise. I mean, when I removed my emotion from it, Emery works with him not year in, year out, day in, day out. And if he sees that he's ready to go and play football elsewhere, then who am I to disagree? I would have liked him to stay around and things like that, because he did look like the one, excluding obviously Guendouzi, the one to probably get chances. He obviously scored in the Europa League. He was about in pre-season. We actually rejected offers in pre-season for him to go out on loan. Yeah. But I think he probably pushed for it. He has had a lot of injuries since the season's gone on. So if he can go to Germany, play first team football, and come back a more confident and stronger player, then it's a good thing. I think the club have high hopes for him, and it's a case of whether he's a winger or a sort of number 10 for us in the future. But either way, he looks like a quality player, and he just hopefully goes out there, he doesn't get injured, he plays week in, week out. I know many people think once you go on loan, you're going to come back a super player. It's not going to be the case. We just need him to come back a stronger player and just develop and show us things that he didn't show before, and fully believe in him, and I think he'll do that. And he's joining a Leipzig side. I think they're fourth in the league. So it's
in Germany.
Exactly, so it's a competitive side. I mean, we care about him as a young player. As harsh as it is, in Germany, they don't give a crap really. They're just a player that's coming to the club. He's going to have to cope with the pressure of delivering week in, week out. And when we cut through the crap of football, that is what it's about. So hopefully he can do that for us, and I believe in him. So
because he's probably looking at Reece Nelson's loan at the start of the season till now. He's probably looking at
all them young guys now. They're probably looking at that thinking that's the way forward, and it's proven to be. It's proven to work.
Of course, look at Sancho, look at Reece Nelson.
My guy, man.
Arsenal AFTV merch, come and get that. You know what I mean?
It's Emil Smith-Rowe. Happy that he's gone out to get some first team experience?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I thought he was going to play more games, if I'll be honest, but I think he's had a little bit of an injury. I'd like to have seen him probably stay around, especially with the Europa League. We could still just juggle those two competitions, but
that's true.
Obviously, I think it is one for the future, and definitely maybe just needs a bit of experience. He's not going to get it at Arsenal, so let him go elsewhere. And as I said, Germany seems to be a good breeding ground for a young British talent, should I say? So why not? Yeah. So I've got no. I think he's going to be one of the players for the future. I think he'll be around for a couple of seasons after this. So yeah, good move.
Definitely. And finally, Joel, how do you see that loan playing that right move?
What for
Emil to go out?
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. I think it's perfect because let's be honest, it's crunch time of the season. No disrespect. Maybe Unai's thinking, you know what, I just need to rely on the more experienced players.
Yeah.
And that's it. I think when you look at our youth team and you look at our, there's no doubt that we have technical players, we have players with ability, but then sometimes it just comes down to experience. And if that's the case, then do you know what I mean? Instead of having him playing under 23s where he's probably mastered that now, you know what I mean? Get him out there, go get him playing in the league, go get him play with the best players in the league, go get him playing with the Rodriguez's and the what's it called, all these Bayern players, get him to play against all of them Robins. Look, he's going to go out there, he's going to learn a different style of football, he's going to come back, he's going to add to his game, and that's going to be good for him on an international skill as well, because look, he could do well in 6 months. We've got the championships coming up, etc.
Never know.
You never know. You know what Southgate is like. He's definitely on Southgate's radar. You know, you never know. So for me, go on, son, get in there and do a job.
Yeah, I'm with you, because Germany seems like the ideal playing ground for young English talent right now. Even with Hudson-Odoi nearly making the move over there in January, it feels like the place to be for young English talent right now is the German league. So I'm happy with it. Obviously, thanks, gents, for coming down today.
No worries,
this has been the Supporters Club, obviously, deadline day special. Let us know in the comments below what you think about the Denis Suarez signing. Do we need him? If we don't need him, what's your issue? Let us know in the comments below.